One of the hardest parts of the college application process is the essay. Unfortunately, it's also the most important part of your entire application, so you have to get it right. The essay is where you're trying to market yourself to the schools you're applying to and convince them that you are a student that they would love to have at their institution. So this means that execution is everything. Above everything else, even above the actual topic of the essay itself, the messages you're trying to communicate and how you communicate them are going to be the most important thing to your essay. Unlike other parts of your application where you're just spewing out numbers like you would for your transcript and your test scores, and unlike parts of your application where you're just flexing all your accomplishments like in the activities and awards section, the essay has so much more room for subjectivity, which is why a lot of students struggle with it. And this also gives it the potential to be a make it or break it moment. This essay could be the difference between whether or not you get into a school. I think that the reason why a lot of students struggle with the essay is because it's so unlike all the kinds of things that they'd be writing for their English or history classes, for example. High school students don't really have that many opportunities to write about themselves, so when they have to do it for the first time on their college essays, they have no idea what to do. And that's where I come in. And so today I'll be sharing the essay that I wrote for my Common App. And to be completely clear, I'm not doing this because I want to brag about how good my writing is, but rather I want to share it as something to help students get an idea for what an essay from a successful application may look like. And this is not the one essay that you should follow as an example for your own essays, because there isn't really a formula that you have to follow, and there isn't one perfect example for what an essay should look like. This just happens to be one among many that happen to be a successful one. So with that being said, let's get into reading my essay. What you want to do today? Anything is fine, I replied without much thought. You always say, anything is fine. The normally jolly Gon seemed annoyed. Tell me what you want. I think of you as my brother. For most of my life, I've been confined by the limits of my small school and the stereotypes that are inexorable when traveling through middle and high school in such a tiny class. Lordrick is smart. Lordrick is motivated. But since everyone always spoke for him, Lordrick had no voice. In the summer after my junior year, I was awarded a fully funded State Department scholarship to study abroad in Jeonju, South Korea for 7 weeks through the National Security Language Initiative for Youth. As part of this program, I'd live with a host family that would serve as my homestay and guide in Korea. I traveled to Jeonju with 19 other high schoolers from across America to study Korean language and culture. My host brother, Kon, spoke broken English. I spoke no Korean at the time. He didn't know me, yet he wanted to do everything together. To him, I was not the Salem Academy Lordrick. He didn't have the same expectations for me as did everyone else. And that's exactly why he could see into me like no one else could. He did not want me to be anything but myself. The first few weeks in Korea, I definitely had fun, but I still felt like the Salem Academy Lordrick. I went to school and worked hard and made friends and ate with my host family. By any standard, I was a great exchange student. But Gon knew better. Let's go karaoke, he announced one night. I was in my room doing homework. Let's go karaoke. I said I had a test coming up and needed to study. Let's go karaoke. We went to karaoke. Despite struggling to read the Korean lyrics on screen and singing completely off-key, I felt no reservations. By all accounts, it was bad. But it didn't matter. I didn't have to be perfect. I could just be me. After this, Kon was committed to bringing out this new, uninhibited Lordrick. One Saturday morning, he asked me, "What do you want to do today?" "Anything is fine." "You always say anything is fine. Tell me what you want. I think of you as my brother." So I told him I wanted to go to Seoul, so we went. I wanted to eat the spiciest ramen known to man, so we ate. I wanted to make my own decisions, so I did. It may sound silly, but making decisions about how I'd spend my time was liberating. I wasn't scheduling my course load or prioritizing a to-do list before finals, but in many ways it was more important. My decisions, unmotivated by maintaining others' expectations of me, fueled an identity and a voice independent of the brand people had created for me. The Korea Lordrick was open-minded and honest with himself. He said what he thought and did what he wanted, even if it wasn't what people expected from him. The opportunity to study in the heart of East Asia helped him learn about a foreign culture and language, but it also helped him learn about himself. Then there is just Lordrick. I love learning, and that is an integral part of who I am. But to be entirely honest, I'm still figuring out the rest of who I am, who I want to be. I've always been identified by my grades, test scores, and awards, but now I'm ready to build upon that identity through my own decisions. Korea Lordrick and Gon changed that. They taught me to live for myself. I decide who I am, not anyone else. Turns out, it took learning a new language to finally find my voice. So this essay was about my relationship with my host brother from back when I studied abroad in South Korea, and I wanted to tell this story about how this experience I had and how our relationship really changed my mindset and resulted in this new sort of growth as a person. Fortunately, this story that I wanted to tell went pretty well with one of the Common App essay prompts, but honestly, the prompts themselves don't really matter too much so long as you're able to tell a story that means something to you and is able to communicate some message about who you are as a person. And hopefully you guys can use this essay as a kind of example to help you figure out how you might try to write your own essay, but please don't plagiarize. I mean, like, the possibility of that is already very unlikely because you probably haven't had the same experiences as me, but still, please do not plagiarize my writing because that's not going to end up too well for you. I mean, like, I'm already in college, so I won't be affected, but like for you, just don't plagiarize. Come up with your own ideas. Please and thank you. If after seeing my essay you're feeling inspired and ready to write your own Common App essay, but you aren't really too sure about a couple things or you just need some extra help, stay tuned for next time where I share some advice on how to write the Common App essay. And to all you high school seniors who are currently working on your college applications, I wish you the best of luck. If you're looking for advice on how to write the Common App essay, check out this video here. And if you need help with anything else related to your college applications, check out any of the other videos I have on my channel.